Now at 9, live look outside. Wet weather could return soon. We're tracking some rain and when it could arrive.
The local Venezuelan community on edge as the former president Nicolas Maduro and his wife plead not guilty to charges.
Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at 9.
And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
I'm Dawn Hasbrook. From relief to skepticism, Chicago's Venezuelan community is reacting to Maduro's capture.
Legal experts also weighing in on what happens next. Leslie Moreno, live in Chicago with details. Leslie.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, I can tell you a majority of the Venezuelan groups and communities we spoke with today have expressed both joy and relief. At the same time, it's really hard to ignore, they say, both the fear and the uncertainty that is being felt right now.
It's been nearly 2 days since U.S. forces carried out a rapid strike in Venezuela's capital, capturing President Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
This is the beginning of the end of the nightmare that we are going through these last 25 years.
His capture is tied to long-standing federal indictments accusing him of narco-terrorism and conspiring to traffic large amounts of cocaine into the United States. For many Venezuelans in Chicago, like Martin Albert, who fled Maduro's rule in 2017, his removal is a long overdue answer to corruption.
I was escaping from the political prosecution. I was part of the one political party back over there, and I was part of the movement called La Resistencia.
Others question the motives behind the operation and how it was carried out.
This is a criminal act and must be denounced.
Venezuela has some of the largest proven oil supply in the world, and some argue Washington's plan to run the country temporarily could benefit U.S. oil companies.
We all know the real reason behind these attacks, and it's U.S. access to oil.
Legal analyst Karen Conti says it's possible the defense may argue the capture itself was illegal or that Maduro had immunity as head of the state.
There's a long-term precedent that says that no matter how you come to this country, whether you're grabbed wrongfully against international or local law, you can still be prosecuted here, and it's not a defense to the charges. So even if his lawyers lodge that argument, it's probably not going to affect how his trial goes.
Maduro's capture marks a historic turning point, but it also opens a host of questions about sovereignty, international law, political transition, and what real change will look like for Venezuelans.
Hopefully, the other people that are involved in this nightmare, they can face the consequence of their actions and the suffering that they cause on my people.
If Maduro and his wife are convicted, they could each be looking at decades, possibly life in prison. The organization says it'll keep a close eye on President Trump and his next move. For now, reporting live here in the Loop, Leslie Moreno, Fox Chicago.
And a new poll reveals many Americans are worried about getting too involved with Venezuela. The survey from Reuters and IPSOS, it shows 72% worry about becoming too involved. 1 in 3 Americans approve of the U.S. military removal of Maduro. Also of note, President Trump's approval rating reached 42%, his highest since October.
Let's take you back outside on a day that saw us well above normal. Meteorologist Caitlin Cody joining us for a first check of the forecast.
Felt so good. 45 degrees today. Wonderful. Yes. We had some sunshine. Now it's cloudy, and we do have the potential for some fog to develop tonight. Also some drizzle possible. Behind me, you can see so far so quiet as far as precipitation goes, but it is cloudy. Temperatures, they still feel good out there. Satellite radar showing the busy clouds. Outside of that, it's a quiet evening. 38 degrees outside right now with that wind coming in out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour. Wind chill, feel like temperature 34. Tonight, lows are going to be dropping down to the mid-30s, so we're staying quite mild all night. Right now, though, you are in the upper 30s from O'Hare to the lakefront, 40 still at Midway, 39 in Gary. Temperatures a little bit colder to the north. McHenry County, you could see 33 degrees at Woodstock. So for tonight, again, 35, but it could be a touch foggy. So take it slow. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have that breeze coming in out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour tonight. And then tomorrow, the chance for drizzle early. And then even in the afternoon, we could see some light rain, especially north of Chicago. Temperatures on repeat over the next couple of days. Mid 40s expected Tuesday. Wednesday, sunny and 45. Then the low 50s on Thursday with a chance for heavy rain as we head into Friday. A full check of your forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Caitlin. In your Health Watch tonight, flu cases are climbing as Illinois reports its first pediatric death. Nationally, there have been 9 pediatric deaths. Last season, Illinois had 12 from influenza. The Department of Health now encouraging people to get flu shots. Right now, a little more than 20% of Illinois residents have received the shot. And besides the flu shot, here's what else you can do. Wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your face. Regularly disinfect surfaces in your home to get rid of germs. And of course, if you do get sick, stay home.
It seems cruel, I think, would even be the word to use.
We've got an update tonight on the sudden closure of McCormick and Schmick's in the Loop. A former employee telling Fox Chicago he and others got no advance notice they were closing.
Fox Chicago's Brett Bagansky shows you why the restaurant group told us they had no choice but to close.
This is probably the worst time of year for this to have occurred.
The steak and seafood at 1 East Wacker is no more. McCormick and Schmick closed its location in the Loop after its lease expired. A company spokesperson tells Fox Chicago extending the lease was not an option. The landlord is planning a major space renovation. On Monday, crews moved out furniture and decorations.
You know, we've all filed for unemployment.
New Year's Eve was the last day of work for Jonathan Stone, who was a server here for the last 3 years.
31st is our last day of service.
Stone told me he got the official word about the closure New Year's Eve.
How do you think the restaurant handled this?
I think they handled it very poorly. We deserve to know ahead of time so we could start looking for other jobs.
A company spokesperson said in part that they're grateful for the employees and guests who supported them and that they're actively working to place impacted employees.
The name McCormick and Schmick is no longer on the building. The door is locked. There's no sign on the door that indicates that they're closed. The Illinois Restaurant Association told me that this empty storefront in the heart of the city could be a sign of more bad news for the restaurant industry.
Before the pandemic, the hospitality industry was an industry of nickels and dimes.
I spoke with Sam Toya, president and CEO of the Illinois Restaurant Association.
Post-pandemic, it's become an industry of pennies and nickels.
Toya said with food production costs up 38%, labor costs up 35%, on top of rising inflation and property taxes, it can be difficult for restaurants to stay profitable.
People come in for a meal to a restaurant, but they return because of the service. So you won't stay in the restaurant industry long if you're not taking care of your team members.
As for Stone,
we are really fortunate that the employees do have a good community, and we are trying to help each other find leads and stuff on new jobs.
In the Loop, Brett Bagansky, Fox Chicago.
People's Gas customers could be paying more next year. The company, in a move to increase rates, filed a request with the Illinois Commerce Commission. Starting next year, the rate hike is said to improve and replace old iron pipes from Chicago's heating system, along with other projects. The review could take up to 11 months. If approved by state regulators, customers would see increases between $10 and $11 per month.
Traffic enforcement will be back in Mount Prospect. The Daily Herald reports the police department's traffic unit will be reinstated in phases. They will target speeders, stop sign violations, and dangerous driving near schools, among other violations. The first traffic officer will be out on patrol in May, with the second possibly joining in later this summer. It was disbanded due to budget cuts during the Great Recession and operated from 2006 to 10.
The 120-year-old State and Lake CTA station now closed.
It's getting much-needed upgrades. A look at the new improvements and when it will reopen.
I got hurt in a car accident, and the insurance company...
A long-standing CTA station downtown is getting a makeover.
The State and Lake Station now closed for improvements. The 120-year-old station is a part of a massive $444 million upgrade to some CTA stations. The goal is to improve safety, accessibility, and comfort for all drivers. For commuters, trains will not stop at the station, and riders will have to stop at Clark, Lake, or Washington Wabash stations.
It's obviously going to impact travel to the morning and whatnot, but besides that, I think it's going to be much needed, just given the city's infrastructure being so out to date. It's long overdue, but there's going to be congestion, no doubt.
The new station will have wider platforms along with new elevators. The station set to reopen in 2029.
All right, patience will be a virtue. All right, live look outside at the Bean on a day when we saw temps well above average. The question, Caitlin, is how long can we keep this thing going?
Through the end of the week. I was trying to see if there's people still ice skating out there. I wonder what time it closes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It still feels so good outside. Go for a walk this week, get some fresh air. We're going to have sunshine. We're also going to have a little bit of wet weather. So let's talk about these weather headlines. What Scott was asking, how long are we going to be mild? Well, through the end of the week, and then this weekend, we're down into the 30s. Before we get there, though, rounds of rain. So tonight we could see some drizzle into early tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, a little bit of light rain, especially north of Chicago, is possible. But the temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 40s over the next couple of days. Thursday is going to be our warm day. Low 50s are possible, upper 40s, low 50s throughout Chicagoland. And then the bottom drops out. And we have the chance for snow this weekend, believe it or not. Unfortunate timing for the Bears game, which I'll show you the forecast in a moment. First, though, right now it is 37 degrees at the lakefront, 40 at Midway, 39 in Gary, 34 in Aurora. So a good mix of the 30s to low 40s now. And tonight we're going to be bottoming out in the mid 30s. So it's going to stay quite mild with those clouds in place. There is a chance for some fog early tomorrow. So if you see that visibility drop on your morning commute, take it slow. We could see a little bit of wet weather around too. Even in the afternoon, some spotty light rain. Temperatures pushing back to the low to mid 40s in most spots. And then we work our way into Wednesday. High pressure is building fast. Clouds get out of here. And then it's going to be another day in the 40s with sunshine. So Wednesday is our sunny day. Thursday is our mild day. But unfortunately, the chance for rain is back Thursday afternoon with heavy rain possible on Friday. Then we get to Saturday, which, by the way, you can watch the game here on Fox Chicago. Talking about the temperatures for the Bears game, Saturday evening's going to be cold, right around the upper 20s to low 30s expected. We also have the potential for some wintry weather. We could see some snow. So kickoff right around 30 degrees, halftime 31, final around 30. Here's your 7-day forecast. So we are going to have the ups and downs with the temperatures and the rain this time of year. Make sure you stay off the ice, by the way, because we are going to see that melting throughout the week. I'll get out of the way for the 7-day forecast so you can see the temperatures. Again, today we were at 45, just to give you some perspective of what the next couple of days are going to hold. Tomorrow, right around 43, could be a slow go on the roads in the morning. But then as we work our way into Wednesday, it's going to be beautiful. 51 degrees expected Thursday with that chance for rain in the afternoon. And then heavy rain into Friday. So Friday is the day that we could see some ponding and puddling on the roadways because of the rainfall, 46 degrees. And then this weekend, 37 as our high Saturday, down to 23 Saturday night. And then Sunday around 31, starting off next week at 45. So we have a mild start to the week next week, too. Cannot wait for this stretch of weather ahead, you two.
This is wonderful news.
Yeah, get rid of all the dirty snow,
Yes,
the leftover ice, no slick roads, sidewalks to be walking on. Yeah. Stretch those legs, get some fresh air.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Thank you. Well, here's the question. Do these ball players have what it takes to become a Chicago Snowball?
A Tino in next in sports. The Bears clinched the #2 seed yesterday, but head coach Ben Johnson was in no mood to celebrate a day after he voiced his displeasure with the Bears' performance. Hear what he had to say about the expectations going into this rematch against the Packers next in sports.
Hey everybody, Paris Schutz here. Coming up tonight at 10 on the Chicago Report, the city of Chicago and the region reacts to the sacking of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Plus, Maduro pleads not guilty in federal court as the entire nation and the world await what comes next in the country of Venezuela. We dig in from multiple angles, multiple perspectives tonight on the Chicago Report.
Sponsored by 4C.
A new baseball team just slid into Chicago.
But they're not chasing championships. Rather, they are playing for the crowd.
Casey Crone is at the Rosemont Dome, where the Chicago Snowballs are building their roster.
This is a co-ed exhibition baseball team that a local brother-sister duo is building from the ground up. It's modeled after the Savannah Bananas, and tryouts are taking place this week. Multi-talented men and women from across the area are throwing their hat in the ring to play and perform for the Chicago Snowballs. Like the Savannah Bananas, which played for sold-out crowds in Chicago last summer, the Snowballs will combine traditional baseball with circus-style performances in a 2-hour show. Here at the Dome in Rosemont, prospective players spent the day showcasing their baseball skills and hidden talents. The co-founders are even partnering with the head coach of the Jesse White Tumblers to lead the Snowballs tumbling program. All players will earn equal pay plus a profit share. Sherry and Paul Travis explain the inspiration behind their new venture.
Feedback, or the turnout that we've had, the response for us saying we're going to start out with equal pay, equal play for women and men has been so exciting to hear about, like the young people, like kids who are like, wow, I want to be a Chicago Snowball.
It's been unbelievable. I mean, honestly, there is great talent, great energy. The coaches are really excited about what they're seeing, and just some really nice, great people that I think are going to be part of what we want to bring, which is, of course, the magic.
Some team hopefuls even dress the part.
I studied abroad in Italy, and I got this at a market in Italy for €5. And I brought it all the way back to the U.S., trying to get my money's worth. But it's a ski suit. Didn't think it would be very, water resistant, but it actually is extremely secure. I wear it on the mountain sometimes.
The Snowballs season opener is set for May 3rd at Kerry Wood Cubs Field. So who will they play? Well, a second team is in the works, and the public can enter a contest to help name it. You can get a sneak peek of the talent during this Friday's Snow Globe benefit held right here at the Dome. Tickets are just $15 and will benefit youth sports. Reporting at the Rosemont Dome, Casey Crone, Fox 32, Chicago.
We felt like it was really important that we were playing our best ball here today, and we didn't get that job done. I was disappointed with the offense as a whole. We can't dig ourselves in a hole like that. We're turning the page, though. We got the #2 seed, we got a home game next week, and we got a new season on the horizon. Our guys should be reinvigorated by that. I know I certainly am. I'm looking forward to the opportunity and the opportunity to go 1-0 this next week.
Well, Ben Johnson as unhappy as we've seen him in his first season as the Bears head coach, sending a clear message about how he felt after yesterday's loss to the Lions with the short week leading up to Saturday's wild card game against the Packers. He spoke about what the message is going forward.
We'll make our corrections, and then we'll quickly turn the page. We don't have time to sulk on what happened yesterday. And they understand that. We talked about that at the end of the game, and so I think we're gonna be good turning the page. But the things that need to get cleaned up, we're gonna clean up. We've earned a division title. We've earned the #2 seed in the NFC. Those are things that we're certainly proud about. And at the same time, the season's not over. It's just starting for us, and our guys understand that. We can play better than what we played at the end of the season, and that's really our expectation here going forward.
You can watch the Packers and Bears game right here on Fox Chicago. Saturday at 7 p.m., it's the second half of an NFL doubleheader that begins with the Rams and Panthers. Our coverage begins with Bears Game Day live at 12:30. And stay with us here on Fox Chicago, because after the game, we've got full post-game coverage where you will hear from Ben Johnson and the players. In the meantime, the Bears conversation continues on Chicago Sports Tonight. Luke Nellis will be joined by FS1's Danny Parkins and NFL Network's reporter Stacey Dales. That's coming up right here on Fox Chicago after the news. And at least 3 more NFL teams will have a new head coach next season. The Raiders fired Pete Carroll after just one season in which they went 3-14. Kevin Stefanski is out as the Browns head coach. Cleveland finished last in the AFC North for the second straight season. Browns have had 4 losing seasons in his 6 years on the job. The Cardinals have fired Jonathan Gannon. They never reached the postseason or finished better than 3rd in the NFC West in his 3 years in Arizona. All right, NBA, Bulls and Celtics. How about About Kobe White, back after missing 3 games with a calf injury, he had 5 points in 25 minutes off the bench. This was all Celtics, up 19 in the third. Jaylen Brown misses a 3, gets his own rebound unguarded, and throws it down here. Bulls trailed by as much as 23. Later in the third, Celtics in transition there. Anthony Simons misses a 3 here. Celtics come up with it right back to Simons, and this time he hits the 3. Simons with 8 triples, a game high 27 points. Bulls lose by 14. All right, Brock's back, and Illinois State going for their first ever FCS championship, facing Montana State. Second quarter, Redbirds down 14-0. Tommy Rittenhouse to Scotty Presson for a 6-yard score. Rittenhouse would pass Matt Brown as the Redbirds' all-time leader in passing yards. Next, Montana State drive here. Justin Lamson completes to Dane Steele, who takes it inside the 15. Hurdles here. Oh, yeah, a defender, and he's in for a 33-yard touchdown. Illinois State trailing in the fourth quarter. Illinois announcing that safety Matthew Bailey will return for 2026. He led the team in tackles and was an all Big Ten honorable mention. And former Blackhawks coach and executive Bob Pulford, who spent more than 3 decades with Chicago, has passed away at the age of 89. We're back with more after this break.
Quick check of the forecast. Tomorrow we have the chance for fog in the morning, a little bit of drizzle, temperatures in the 40s tomorrow as well as on Wednesday. Thursday, 51, and the chance for rain rolls on in with this weekend. Cold temperatures, the winter feel is back just in time for the Bears game, down to 31 on Sunday.
Thanks for watching it now. Remember, you can catch us anytime on your smart TV. It's Fox Local. We're on all the streaming platforms. Always start your day with Good Day Chicago tomorrow.
No one fights harder for us than Raja Krishnan.